On this show, you all about to see an interview with one of the most important people in the biker culture in the United States of America. Standing behind me is a mural that represents some of the founders, some of the elders, and some of the historical people inside of this club called Sin City. I'm here at their mother chapter in Gary, Indiana. They just had their annual, and I had a good time. And I learned a lot. Met some people I ain't seen in a long time again, and made some new friends. What I want to show you all in this episode that I have not had the opportunity to do with other clubs is actually come inside a 1%er club, or as they call outlaw club, and actually interview members of this club, including the founder, Angel, and talk about his book, One Nation, One Love, Angel Story. You're going to have 4 parts to this if you're watching this by way of YouTube, but it's going to be a complete hour of information, history, and making new bonds and friendships. I've also was hired to paint the mural that's behind me, which has 15, but soon will be 16 people in this important piece. So what you're looking at here is history being made once again for the We Ride Biker for Life brand. My name is William Surf Riles. Enjoy this ride with me. I thank you all. And don't forget, if you're watching this by way of YouTube, share this and press like. I appreciate all the support. We're 3 years and going, y'all. Thank you once again. We Ride Biker for Life. Don't bring your kids.
And cut.
Everything you see is this man right here big. What's his vision? Riding around, he's instructed by his mom. Do this. Man, you see right here, that's the overload.
Yes, sir.
That's the gorilla.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Tell it.
That was the real shot call. Here's the one that put disciple concept in it. He took us everywhere. He fed us, party, bedded us down, he did it all for his purpose. This right here is the nephew. And those of you that don't know, I'm gonna let you in on the real secret. It's the Bees Club. And the concept is to get what you can. Some of them never liked that concept because they weren't able to get nothing. They didn't have it in them, you understand? And so guys like this guy and this guy, 2 speed demons come along. And when they come along, you understand, they put the fast life in the game. So they gain, you understand, street credit, you understand, for living the fast life. And so this bald head guy, he come along, he established the international lifestyle. You understand? When he come along with this here, you looking at years, you looking at over 35 years of history. Over 50 of us being together, and the fellowship of all of this is what we share in common. It's the ride.
Motorcycle.
We love to slack. This is what we have in common. So if you come to the table with any other concept other than riding, you're in the wrong place, partner. You understand? And if you ain't got no love, you're in the wrong place, partner. You understand? This is life.
Chapter 1. Origin. I've been asked by many people, mostly black bikers, to write the history of Sin City, the nation's largest and oldest black outlaw motorcycle club, founded in 1967. Being the club's founder, the request motivated me. However, the history of Sin City is a part of me, so I decided to write the story of Sin City in my own memoir. The two, Sin City and I, are inseparable.
It came when we got invited to a party in Schoolcraft, Michigan. But by this time we had United Nations. We had whites, black, Puerto Rican, Germans, everybody. It was across, just like I said, I thought that biking was just one big happy family. So anyway, we leave from Gary going to Schoolcraft, Michigan. That's right on the other, I think it's on the other side of Jackson, Michigan. And nice, beautiful days, hot early in the morning and everything. It was in the dead summer. So, we all wearing t-shirts. At this time, I didn't know anything about biking. Just do it. Fresh out of high school, 17 years old. So we get on the bikes. At that time, like I said, I had a Sportster. And the Sportster was so hard to crank, man, where I had to get a big fat dude to crank it. His name was Big Lou. So we get out to the Schoolcraft going down 94, everybody feeling good and everything. So we pulls up into this place called Schoolcraft, Michigan. When we pull in, it was one way in and the same way out. And when you come in, it was like a big open field. And as you look to maybe the right or left, it was a big hill. And on this hill, besides the hill, it was a big lake. And so you had to come back out the same way. So when I pulled in, I thought we was looking good. We had about like 15, 20 guys, young guys, some youngs had all of them. We pulled down into the middle of the lot. When we pulled down into the middle of the lot, I turned my bike off, so this big white guy, he comes down the hill. He said, hey, how you doing? He said, what y'all doing here? I said, we was invited. And so he looked at me again, he said, what? I said, we was invited. He said, no, wasn't no niggas invited here. When he said the word nigga, this is no bullshit, man. Everybody on the hill, I hadn't seen so many white people in my life. They was all on the hill screwing their old ladies with chains and all kinds of shit. So they started coming down the hill with chains and guns and everything. This time, hey man, God must have been on my side because I kicked that bike and it fired up on one kick. So after that, it fired up on that one kick. So I flagged it. I said, let's go. So I made it up the hill. So coming up the hill, man, everybody was coming out. So by this time, they formed a gotcha at Pallet Machine. Now, my boys, I'm sitting on the hill waiting on them. And so they formed this gotcha, this Pallet Machine. And some of the guys had to come through it. And when they was coming through, it was Invaders, it was the GC Eagle, Outlaws, Hell's Henchmen. Hey, man, it was just clubs I had never seen. I didn't know anything about the clubs. So by this time, they formed this line, and the boys come through, so they started hitting them with chains and all kind of shit. We had one dude that could really ride a bike. His name was Summerall. He was a painter. He was an artist. And he was going through the line, weaving and bobbing and weaving and shit. They missed him all the way. I don't know how he got missed, man. They was sweating and he got missed. Then they knocked one of the dudes off his bike and took his bike. And the only reason why we got out of it because, like I said, I didn't know nothing about carrying guns and fighting and all this sort of stuff, in that biking world. This guy named Hogfeet. Hogfeet is, he was in the army and everything. So he had a 22. Can you imagine a 22 with all these cannons and shit? He fired the 22 in the air and they dispersed. By this time, we got out of there, man. And so I want to say it was a good 4 hours, maybe three to 4 hours to get from where we was at. Might have been 4 hours. And it started raining. It was cold. I had a T-shirt on. Hey, man, if anybody would have gave me $20 and a bus ticket home, I would have gave them that bike and probably wouldn't have been no more Sin City. But I had to weather it out, so we came on down the highway and everything. So we finally make it back to Gary. When we make it back to Gary, I told them, I said, man, we can't go out like this, you know what I mean? I said, man, we got our ass whooped, so we're going to have to retaliate. I never forget this. And by me telling the story, it seemed like it was just yesterday. You know what I mean? So we didn't have a clubhouse or nothing yet, so what we did, we parked right on that hill on Broadway where 8094 go, where you go over the bridge. We parked right on the bridge, just no lie. And it wasn't no prejudice thing, but it was a prejudice thing to the point where these white bikers had done it to us, but we had like a mixed club and everything. Mm-hmm. So every biker that went down fucking 94, we threw bricks at them. There's no bullshit. You know, young dude, 17, I knew nothing about firing a gun, so we threw bricks at them. So later on, we just started hanging and hanging and hanging. And so I told them, I said, you know what, we can't go out like this, man. So that's when I saw their patches and everything, and I saw they wore some 3P patches. So I said, we're going to have to get us, I'm thinking we got to get us a patch that looked like something, because their patches was looking good. So this guy Summerall came up with the 3-piece lockers. And then I did a study on them, and I found out that those 3-piece lockers was outlawed. That means you're outlawed. So we redesigned the patches, and we came up with 3-piece lockers and everything, the patch that we have now, and which is this right here. Yeah. The patch that we have now, we came up with that, and it's more or less a patch like this. These are the new patches that we came up with. These are the ones like this. And so what happened was, after we did that, we started just patrolling in Gary, because the Invaders at that time was a racist group. And mind you, we had a chapter out in Cedar Lake. We had all white chapters and everything. Cedar Lake, Hammond, and then I think it was Cedar Lake and Hammond. So it was this summer, and everything was it wasn't cool, because when we came back, we didn't see no invaders. You know what I mean? So we just started hanging around in Gary, doing shit in Gary. By this time, one of my cousins, Doc, was messing with this girl, and so this girl had came and told the police that Doc had did something to her and everything. So these policemen came down to Gary, and they want to arrest somebody. We didn't have a club. We was on 22nd and Broadway at a gas station. So when they come down there, they gonna say, when this girl said you raped her and all that other stuff, Doc had a trailer, one of those little trailers in the parking lot. We set up clubhouse in a trailer. So I tell the policeman, I said, no, he couldn't have did it, because the girl was going. So this policeman, the one that killed my brother, one of the ones that killed my brother, Bud, he comes up in the squad car and he said, you better be quiet or you're going to end up just like your brother, just like that. So when he said that, I freaking snapped, man, and I fired on the policeman, so we got to fighting at him. And at that time, they wanted to arrest us, but that was the only time that I think the gangs in Gary all got together. And from that day on, from that moment when we did that to the policemen, it sparked off a riot. And they started, all the white, because a lot of whites used to come down Broadway to go to the mill and stuff, because there was a lot of stores on Broadway and everything. And so by the time when we started, they just started fighting, man. We just, throwing bricks at them, burn, and then they started burning the stores and stuff right there on Broadway, because there used to be a lot of furniture stores, Perfection Furniture, all kind of stores on Broadway. And plus, everything on Broadway just got burned up. And then, so by this time, now they called it the martial law. When they called it the martial law, they was arresting everybody that was on the street. So they arrested me. And when I got arrested, they put me in jail and everything. And
by that time, we was pretty tough around here. So what happened then was my brother before that week, before the week, I think it was it was a Memorial Day parade, our 4th of July parade. It was one of them. So my brother Fluky came to the police station with the club and everything, and he told them, he said, if he's not out by 12 o'clock, the whole town, there won't be no parade. So by this time, man, the clock was ticking. And the jailhouse right on 13th and Broadway. Before 12 o'clock, they released everybody that was in jail. Everybody got released, and so the parade was on. So later on down the line, man, they knew who we were. They knew who we were at that time.
Typically on a Harley, depending on if you're running the synthetic, you know, we preferably like to run a 50 weight oil, especially in the Midwest area. It gets a little hotter. 2050 oil tends to break down a lot faster when the bike gets hot. So we try to run a straight 50 weight, and that helps with the pinging and clacking in the motor. So we got a bike here today, man, we're working on just to show you guys. I don't know how long it's been since this oil been changed. Got to zoom in here much. You see how he might have maybe 2.5 quarts of oil in this bike when it should have 4. Typically we'll almost fill a bucket up. Okay? Then we went to change the primary fluid. Man, when I say this dude had primary fluid, he had no oil in his primary whatsoever. Took the oil drain plug out, nothing came out of the pipe. That is not good. So as we continued here, we're doing a full fluid change. We got ready to take the clutch fluid out. And I want you guys to see this firsthand, how bad this is and how important it is to stay on top of your maintenance with your motorcycle. Take a look at this oil here. Now you'll see as this oil get ready to come out here, look how milk, it's just like a milk chocolate, man. That is not good. And you can see it ain't very much coming out of that at all. It should be a quart of primary fluid in that. Be lucky if he's got a quart in there. Just milk chocolate. Y'all see it for yourself. So typically, we try not to put the customer on blast, but man, what we're trying to do is get y'all to understand the importance of your oil change, not to have this right here. So, end of the season about to wind down. This is the perfect time to get your bike in, get it serviced, get it put away for the winter. Need oil change, need any kind of work, give us a call, 636-385-6755. BCB coming at you. Take care.
We ride, 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 ride. We ride, 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 bikers for life, for life, for life, for life, for life. We ride, we ride, we ride, we ride, we ride, we ride, we ride. We ride, 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 bikers for life, for life, for life, for life, for life. We ride, 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 we ride, 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 we ride, ride.